Okay. The Cagliostro families had to unite. It had to happen because of the hidden treasure. A huge treasure kept secret even to the Count himself. So the catch is, if you want the treasure, you have to reunite. We saw the movie, so we saw the treasure, but Count Cagliostro didn't know what it was until the end. In the movie, it was revealed to be a Roman ruin in the end. The ruin is shown in this landscape image. This image. Many people saw this a number of times on TV. The view slides in this direction to show it entirely. The Roman ruin emerging from the lake in front of the former residence of the Archdukes. You see this? You'll finally know what this is when I tell you today. There is a distinct feature. This is not just a typical Roman ruin. What it is, that, like the top of all these pillars, the visible parts above the waterline, these parts are colored in gold. It's because they are gold. This is some sort of El Dorado. This is the big secret. Lupin didn't notice this, so he said when the Romans were driven out, they flooded it with water, and your ancestors secretly took it over. He said the Romans driven out flooded it. He continues, your ancestors secretly took it over. It's the treasure for the world, too big to go into my pocket. We simply believe in that. But what is drawn is clearly different from the actual Roman ruins found in the world so far. So, the secret, which has led to the discovery of this Roman ruin, is the rings. This is the one Clarice wore. Let's see this part in an enlarged view. So, you see there is something written on it. Lupin recognized it as Gothic characters and he reads it. Revival will come when light doth again with shadow unite, 1517. The year is clearly specified. What happened in 1517? According to Lupin, when the Romans were driven out, they flooded it, and Clarice's ancestors secretly took it over. This doesn't seem right. 1517 was a time of Renaissance, maybe at the peak of the Renaissance movement. So according to history, it was a time when people reevaluated and went crazy about the Greek and Roman culture. This means that they had no reason to hide it. If it was 150 years earlier, maybe it had to be hidden from the attack of the savages. Also, if it was 50 years later, it had to be hidden because some king of Spain, I think it was Charles V, this guy started another religious war, destroying Roman ruins like crazy. It's called Sack of Rome, the savages. So, if it was 50 years later, the flooding might have made sense to hide it from the destroyers trying to destroy all the Roman ruins on the planet. This year, 1517, designated by Miyazaki, it was the time of the Renaissance when a Roman ruin could just stand there and people liked it. People would go, ah, the Renaissance. Let's go back to the image. These parts above the water level, they're all gold. The roof, the pillars, they're all golden. It's because they coated marble with gold. We know this because we have seen this in Laputa, the castle in the sky. Do you remember the scene where the soldiers charged into Laputa and started ripping things off the walls and pillars? They were ripping off the gold. Gold parts in the ancient temple building, they're not painted. They're actually coated with gold foils. That's why in Laputa, the soldiers were ripping off the gold. The marble was not printed in gold, it was coated with real gold. Pure gold. This Roman ruin is depicted in the same way. These are actually covered in gold. I suppose that the Upper Cagliostro family used the gold from this golden city to make their counterfeit coins. This was the secret behind the prosperity of the Upper Cagliostro. However, I think around 1517, they used up all the gold, only leaving some thin gold foil in these upper portions. You see, a place in this Roman ruin where Cagliostro, Lupin and Clarice, took a walk holding hands. It has a rather marble-like color. Only the upper part from the bird's eye view you first see is gold, and where they take a walk, it's plain marble, like you can see in the white background. This means that the gold has been ripped off. So what happened is that around 1517, they used up the heritage of the Golden City almost completely, leaving gold only on a few difficult to reach locations like on the roofs and on the pillars. Then the ancestors decided to submerge the ruin and hide it. Why? Because they wanted to hide the fact that they were out of the gold they used to issue their coins. I think they disclosed this golden city to a limited list of people like kings and the Pope, to make rumors and bluff people into believing that Cagliostro has the divine financial power to issue an unlimited amount of coins and alchemistic power to make an unlimited amount of gold. Backed by this reputation, they started counterfeiting. Up until 1517, the Cagliostro actually had gold, so they issued gold coins. When they ran out of gold, they started making fake coins. This is the reason why the Cagliostro family split in two, and it is the secret of this year. This is the biggest secret they had to hide because they wanted to cover up the fact that they were already out of gold. I summarize this for the sake of easier understanding.